Hello, this is Slate with Combo of Rocks, bringing you another video deck tech of a deck that we built and sold by request. If you're not familiar with us, we make and sell custom budget EDH decks. These decks are light on the budget, so they may not be optimal or competitive, but this is definitely fun and centered around a central theme that you can build on. Today we have Ezio Auditore di Firenze, which is one we've done before, but I'd like to redo the video. 1 into black for 3/2 legendary human assassin with menace. Assassin spells you cast have free running, black, so if you dealt damage with a commander or assassin, your assassin spells only cost black. Whenever Ezio deals combat damage to a player, you can pay Woobrug. If that player has 10 or less life, when you do, that player loses the game. Let's get into the deck. Obviously, assassins here. Altair, red, white, black for 3/3 legendary human assassin with first strike. When it attacks, exile an assassin from your graveyard with a memory counter on it. Then for each creature card you own in exile with a memory counter on it, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of it. Exile those tokens at end of combat. We have this guy, again, not going to try and pronounce the name, white, blue, black for 3/3 legendary human assassin. As long as it hasn't dealt damage yet, it has hexproof and can't be blocked. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 black assassin with menace. When you do, return an equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then attach it to that token. Not a lot of equipment in this deck, just in here as a legendary assassin that creates assassin tokens and has hexproof and can't be blocked as long as it hasn't dealt damage yet. Ezio, Blade of Vengeance, 3 black, blue for a 5/5 legendary human assassin with dead touch. Whenever an assassin deals combat damage to a player, you can draw a card. Auditory Ambush, 2 blue black, sorcery, choose one or both, return a creature to its owner's hand, or search your library or graveyard for Ezio, Blade of Vengeance, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Achilles Davenport, 2 blue black for 3/3 human assassin with free running, blue and a black, does have menace, other assassins you control get +1/+1. Rooftop Bypass, 1 blue black for an enchantment, whenever one or more non-token creatures deal combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with menace. Etrata, Deadly Fugitive, 1 blue black for 1/4 vampire assassin, legendary with dead touch. Face down creatures you can have 2 blue black, turn it face up. If you can't, exile it, then you can cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. Whenever an assassin deals combat damage to an opponent, cloak the top card of that player's library. Haven Heartstabber, blue black for 1/1 bird assassin with flying. As long as there are 5 or more mana values in your graveyard, it gets +2/+2 and has death touch. Whenever it dies, mill 2 cards, then draw a card. Legions to Ashes, 1 blue black, sorcery, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls, and all tokens that player controls with the same name as that permanent. Bayak of Siwa, 3 red, white for 3/4 legendary human assassin with double strike. As long as it's your turn, other historic creatures you control have double strike, so lots of legendaries in this deck. With Disguise, 1 red, white, you can cast it as a face-down creature, kind of like Morph as a 2/2 with Ward 2. Aya of Alexandria, 2 red, white for a 4/3 legendary human assassin with menace and lifelink. Whenever a historic creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with menace. Evie Fry, 1 blue for a 2/1 legendary human assassin, partners with Jacob Fry. So when it enters, you can search your library for Jacob. 1 tap, draw a card, discard a card. And whenever you discard a creature card this way, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. Here's her partner, Jacob. 2 and a black for 3/2 human assassin, legendary. Whenever one or more assassins deal combat damage to a player, exile up to 1 target assassin with free running from your graveyard. If you do copy it, you can cast the copy. Desmond Miles, 1 and a black for 1/3 legendary human assassin with menace, gets +1/+0 for each other assassin you control and each assassin in your graveyard. When it deals combat damage to a player, surveil X, where X is the amount of damage dealt to that player. Dark Imposter, 2 and a black for a 2/2 vampire assassin, 4 black, exile a creature, put a 1/1 counter on it. It has all activated abilities of all creatures exiled with it. Scarblade Elite, black for a 2/2 elf assassin, remove an assassin card in your graveyard from your grave, tap it, destroy target creature. Discreet Retreat, 3 and a black, an aura that enchants a land. Enchanted land has tap to add 2 mana of any one color, only to cast outlaw spells. So assassins are outlaws. Whenever you cast your first outlaw spell each turn, draw a card and lose a life. Origin of the Hidden Ones, 3 in red for a 3-chapter saga. First chapter deals 4 damage to any target. Second creates 2 1/1 black assassin creature tokens with menace. Third one, whenever an assassin you control attacks this turn, create a 1/1 black assassin with menace that's tapped and attacking. Dead Before Sunrise, 3 in a red, instant until end of turn. Outlaw creatures you control get +1/+0 and tap to deal their damage to a damage equal to its power to target creature. Icon of Ancestry, 3 mana. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. We're choosing assassins every time. 3 tap, look at the top 3 cards of your library, reveal a creature card of the chosen type, put it in your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Chromatic Lantern, 3 mana. Land you control tap for mana of any color. This also taps for mana of any color. Great color fixing. Other mana rocks include Coalition Relic, Arcane Signet, Soul Ring, Talisman of Dominance, Demir Signet, Talisman of Indulgence, Rakdos Signet, Talisman of Hierarchy, Orzhov Signet, Wayfarer's Bauble, a colorless rampant growth, Firemind Vessel, taps for 2 mana of different colors, Prismatic Lens, taps for colorless or filters a mana into any color, Prophetic Prism, 2 mana, enters, draw a card, you can filter a mana into any color. Smoke Bomb, a 3 mana artifact with flash, all creatures have Shroud on your upkeep, sack it. If you do, when you do, target creature can't be blocked this turn. Coerce to Kill, 3 blue black for an enchantment aura. You control enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has base power and toughness 1/1, has death touch and is an assassin in addition to its other types. Lydia Fry, 2 blue black hybrid for 3/2 legendary human assassin, can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. On your end step, surveil X, where X is the number of tapped assassins you control. Arno Dorian, 2 red-black for 3/3 legendary human assassin with death touch. Other assassins get +2/+0 with disguise, red-black. At knife point, 1 black, red. As long as it's your turn, outlaws you control will have first strike, which is nice with death touch. Whenever you commit a crime, create a 1/1 red mercenary creature token with tap to give a creature +1/+0 until end of turn. As a sorcery, it triggers only once each turn. Shay McCormick, black, white for a 1/1 legendary human knight rogue. Pay 1, permanents your opponent's control lose hexproof, indestructible, protection, shroud, and ward until end of turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes a target of a spell or ability, put a bounty counter on it. Whenever a creature with a bounty counter on it dies, put 2 1/1 counters on Shay. Arbaz Mir, red-white for 2/2 legendary human assassin. Whenever it or another non-token enters, historic permanent enters, it deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. Ezio Brash Novus, 1 red-white hybrid for 1/1 legendary human. When it attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. As long as it has 2 or more counters, it has first strike and is an assassin in addition to its other types. Death Sprout, 1 black, black, green, instant, destroy target creature, search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. Layla Hassan, 3 white for a 3/4 legendary human assassin with first strike. When it enters, and whenever 1 or more assassins deal combat damage to a player, return a historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Make a stand, 2 white, instant, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until end of turn. Rootborn Defenses, 2 white, instant, populate, creatures you control gain indestructible, great for making another assassin token and protecting your creatures. Brotherhood Spy, 1 in a blue for a 1/3 human assassin. On the beginning of combat, if you control a legendary assassin, it gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked this turn. Eagle Vision, 4 in a blue with free running, 1 in a blue to draw 3 cards. Negates, 1 in a blue counters a non-creature spell. Disdainful Stroke, 1 in a blue counters a spell with mana value 4 or greater. Slip Through Space, 1 blue. It has no color. Target creature can't be blocked this turn, draw a card. Great for getting in there with your assassins. Enter the Enigma, same thing, but doesn't have the devoid text. Grave Shifter, 3 in a black for 2/2 Shapeshifter Changeling. When it enters, return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Guildsworn Prowler, 1 in a black for 2/1 Tiefling Rogue Assassin with Death Touch. If it dies, if it wasn't blocking, draw a card. Midnight Assassin, 2 in a black for 1/2 Vampire Assassin with Flying and Death Touch. Rafine Silencer, 2 in a black for 1/1 Human Assassin. When it enters, connive, draw a card, discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, put a 1/1 counter on it. When she dies, target creature an opponent controls gets -X until end of turn, where X is its power. Unscrupulous Contractor, 2 in a black for a 3/2 Human Assassin. When it enters, you can sack a creature. When you do, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. You can also plot this for 2 in a black. Serpent Assassin, 3 black, black for 2/2 Snake Assassin. When it enters, destroy target non-black creature. Chain Assassination, 2 black, black with instant with free running, 1 in a black. Destroy target creature. If another creature died this turn, draw a card. Petty Larceny, 3 in a black with free running, 1 in a black. Look at the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. Exile those face down. You can play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, and mana can be spent to cast them. Any mana can be spent to cast them. Create a treasure token. Merciless Harlequin, 2 in a black for 2/1 Human Assassin with free running, 1 in a black. When it enters, you draw a card and lose a life. The Revelations of Ezio, 2 in a black for a 3-chapter saga. Chapter 1 here destroys a tapped creature an opponent controls. Chapter 2, whenever an assassin you control attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. Chapter 3, return target assassin card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. And Head Splitter, 1 in red for an equipment. When it enters, create a 1/1 black assassin with menace and attach it to it. Equip creature gets +1/+0 with equip 2. And Migration Path, not a lot of green in this deck. 3 in a green, search for 2 basic lands, puts them onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't need this or can't cast it because there's not a lot of green, you can cycle it for 2 colorless. Into some lands, we have Brotherhood Headquarters, taps for colorless, or a mana of any color, only to cast an assassin or free running spell or activated ability of assassin. Exotic Orchard, Path of Ancestry, taps for mana that shares a creature type with your commander, and then you scry 1. Unclaimed Territory, taps for colorless, you choose a creature type, taps for mana to cast a spell of the chosen type. Secluded Courtyard, very similar, taps for a mana of any color to cast a creature spell of the chosen type. Command Tower, Drowned Catacomb, Sunken Hollow, River of Tears, Choked Estuary, Darkwater Catacombs, Tainted Isle, Smoldering Marsh, Shadowblood Ridge, Foreboding Ruins, Tainted Peak, Isolated Chapel, Shine Shadow Snarl, Vault of the Archangel, 2 black, white, tap, creatures you control gain Death Touch and Lifelink, comes in handy. Tainted Field, lots of cards that care about swamps because there's more swamps than anything in this deck. And then we have plains, islands, again, lots of swamps there, mountains, and a single forest. That's the deck. I hope you enjoyed it, but we'll see you next time.